Okay, so it's been 5 days since I posted this last daily dose question, and I actually intended to, record and post the response pretty quickly, and then things have just gotten kind of hectic. So I also am not quite sure how to address everything. Should I address everything in this one video, or should I break it up? Or so we'll see what happens. So here was the post in case you missed it. It said, the daily dose question: why do we cheat, both men and women? Men, what makes you cheat on a good woman? And women, what makes you leave the arms of a good man? Um, and you know, the conversation, the conversation went in so many different directions. I mean, it ended up being almost a religious debate to some degree than what I had intended. And okay, I have no clue why, but here we go. One of the first responses that I got was that unfortunately we cheat because we can. And I said, okay, so does that mean that you think everyone cheats? And they were like, well, no, not everyone. And I said, okay, well, that's my point, right? Because obviously we all have the ability to cheat. Anybody has the freedom to cheat if they want to. And so what is it that makes some people cheat and some people don't? And some people said, it's because they're actually considerate of the other person's feelings, and that's what keeps them faithful. And some people said that it, is because they like variety, and, they want to kind of try different things and different partners, and, that keeps them from being faithful. Some people said that it was because they like something new rather than just the same old that they've been with. Then somehow, this post came on that said, and it's weird because those comments have now been deleted, but the comment was, some people cheat because they don't have God. And I said, I don't quite get that. And they were like, I said, I know plenty of men and women who are in church, or who have God, who pray, who worship, who whatever, who still cheat. And this person said, well, that's the difference between someone who has God in their life and letting God take control of their life. And I said, I respectfully disagree. I think that God gave us free will. And so I don't think that God makes us cheat or not cheat. And then this whole big debate started happening about, well, godly men and godly women don't cheat. And this person went on to they named several people in the Bible. Of course, they named Jesus, and then they named like Abraham, and they named Solomon, and it was either Moses or David. I don't remember. But anyway, they named a slew of people. And my response to that was, okay, well, Abraham, if you guys remember, and if you don't remember, look it up. Abraham actually abandoned his wife Sarah, denied her as his wife, and let a king take her to make her his wife so that he wouldn't be killed. I don't know. Doesn't sound very godly to me, right? And this is Abraham we're talking about. David, as we all know, was both an adulterer and a murderer. Just saying. King Solomon had a whole harem, 700 wives. Wise old Solomon that he was. Today we would call that cheating. Noah was a drunk. We could go on and on and on and on. My point is not to debate the Bible. My point is to simply say, I don't necessarily buy that people cheat because of their lack of relationship in God. And this person said, well, don't you think that men and women need laws to get them to act the way that they should? And I said, absolutely not. I believe that I don't think God's that dumb. I think he created us, and we have his spirit within us that, if we listen, guides us in the way that we should act. Trouble is, we don't always want to listen. Sometimes we want other things more than we want to do what's right. That's where free will comes in. in my humble opinion. Um, I think that taking fidelity in relationships and simply blaming it on the devil or God is just ridiculous. I mean, I think at some point we have to be accountable as human beings and as people for the choices and the decisions that we make. So I think finding some external factor to blame it on is a cop out, quite frankly, in my opinion. Um, I have said this a couple of times. Um, having been cheated on before, I don't think that cheating alone, just bear with me, I don't think that cheating alone is the reason that you leave someone. I think it comes down to, and this is where you have to know them, this is where you have to be at peace within your soul, this is where you have to listen to your gut, because your spirit will never lead you wrong. I think it comes down to, can you ever trust that person again? Ever. It's not about, oh my God, is he really sorry? Or, oh my God, did he really mean to do it? Or, is she, whatever it is. It comes down to, at the end of the relationship, if something were to happen, would you always be questioning? Would you always be wondering? Or could you have peace within your soul that you could trust that individual? And if the answer to that question is no, then you move on. The worst thing that I've ever done, and I've done it several times, is stay in relationships longer than my trust did. Absolute worst thing ever. Because without trust, there's no respect. Without no respect, there can be no love, right? And then you don't get submission. You don't get a man who can lead. You don't get anything, because the relationship at its core is just dysfunctional. So in my opinion, why do people cheat? Because we're selfish sometimes. Because we don't listen to our spirit, because we get caught up in what we want in the moment, with our emotions. Emotions are tricky things. Emotions are not the same as your I don't know how to say it. Emotions come from your flesh and they're not spirit led, right? Not the way that people think of emotions, right? Um, and so I think that that's what happens. I think we have no idea. I think most people don't have any idea of what real love is in this day and age. I mean, my God, Valentine's Day is in 2 days, and I'm going to see so many pictures of flowers and rings and roses, and there's going to be a lot of posts about, well, if you ain't with your man today, you're the side chick, and she's the main chick, and this chick, and that chick, and oh my God, if you believe any of that, when you make an agreement that what you're reading, seeing, hearing is the truth, then it becomes your reality. I happen to think that if you're with somebody and you do or don't spend Valentine's Day together really isn't the crux. It's, what does he do in the other 364 days of the year? If he's only with you on that day or any other holiday, maybe you're the side chick, because that's when obligation happens. And I don't know about you, but I don't want anybody obligated to me. I want a man who wants to be with me, who on a fucking Tuesday afternoon at 3:37, eye crosses mine and he goes, damn, I can't wait to see her. I want that guy, right? Not the guy who is like, holy crap, it's going to be Valentine's Day, and where can I get some flowers, a teddy bear, and roses? Whatever. Or a Coach bag or anything else. um, I think people confuse religious practice and rhetoric and ideas passed down from generation to generation with truth. They're not the same thing. It is not black and white. Most of life is gray, unfortunately, or blissfully, depending upon how you look at it. And I think that at some point we have to take accountability for ourselves, for our actions and the things that we choose, even if those things are as bad as cheating. I didn't say absolutely everything. Let me say this too, just this last piece. And for the gentleman who was on my page, you already know who you are, and anybody who read it knows who you are, so this one's for you. If you disagree with someone else's spiritual, religious beliefs and preferences and practices, that's fine, but you should absolutely do it respectfully. Because if not, what does it say about who you are as a person? If you come off that way about somebody else in a derogatory manner and you have to put them down, what makes you think I want to believe what you believe if it makes you that kind of person? Just saying. Tolerance would be a beautiful thing when it comes to discussing something so serious. So anyway, that's all I got. It's kind of short and sweet, I think. Not as short as I would have liked. I just highlighted on everything. We'll probably continue this discussion later, but I wanted to get a response posted. So thank you guys. And Saturday morning, it's Valentine's Day. We are going to be doing free hugs. Those of you guys who know me know the hugs is great. We're going to have some hats, some gloves for the homeless, some Hershey kisses because it's Valentine's Day after all. My dog would really like my attention, so I'm going to go. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the Epicenter at 11 a.m. so we can give out hugs.